Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back with your daily crypto news and analysis. And today we are going to be talking about Ripple and XRP, as was the vast majority of crypto and finance. And with that being said, I hope that you are all having a beautiful day or a beautiful night wherever you guys are out there in the world. So obviously we are all aware of Elizabeth Warren at this point and her anti-crypto campaign that she's been going off on. She's been talking about how Bitcoin's only utilized for money laundering and illicit activity. Crypto needs to 100% be controlled and shut down. Like, it's all nonsense. But we also got this earlier yesterday, which was breaking. Elizabeth Warren signs a certificate to honor Bitcoin creator Satoshi Nakamoto with a ceremonial flag flying. Americans are forever grateful. Very, very interesting. Now, mind you, if we go back to December, we got this video of Elizabeth Warren and also Jamie Dimon. Check this out.
I've always been deeply opposed to crypto, Bitcoin, etc. You pointed out the only true use case for it is criminals, drug traffickers, anti-money laundering, tax avoidance, and that is a use case. Because it is somewhat anonymous, not fully, and because you can move money instantaneously, and because it doesn't go through, as you mentioned, all these systems have built up over many years, know your customers, sanctions, OFAC, they can get bypass all of that. If I was the government, I'd close it down.
Okay.
And again, this is everything she obviously wants to hear because she is pushing an anti-crypto bill. But now we get this. What the hell is going on? I mean, this is crazy to me. Are we living in a simulation? Like, is there something breaking in the Matrix? Like, what's going on? And again, we also got a little bit of a report on it, how she is pivoting. A lot of people are thinking that this is because of the campaign. They actually think that elections and things like that are going on, politics, crypto is in politics. And I feel as though it's pretty clear at this point. I mean, even if you go and look back at some of the things that we just recently saw, I mean, on February 11th, we got Joe Biden with laser eyes. I mean, you would think that this was from a parody account, but it's not. This is an official account, and it's... I don't even know what you would want to say about this. This is what I mean. Like, what the hell is actually going on? But Cody Carbone actually put out a great post regarding this. He said, wow, crypto was just discussed at length in the GOP presidential debate. Politics issues aside, this is a defining moment that crypto is here to stay. The US remains behind because there is still a debate. Jamie Dimon, here whether crypto should exist no longer. Now, when we really look at this, this goes back to December 6th. Now we actually have confirmation that this is going to be a big piece of the pie around politics. I think with the Bitcoin ETFs, I think with all the noise being made by the traditional giants of the world, I feel as though it's almost too big to ignore now. And there is enough people now tied to crypto, especially in the US, that do want crypto to thrive in the US. They do want crypto to be here for the future. And they also want to make sure that they are voting for individuals that are pro-crypto. They don't want to see innovation going overseas. So now I think that's why we are starting to see this political race to be, all right, yeah, crypto's good. We need crypto to stay. And I think that that's where we are going to start to see the discussions really kind of heading to, where it's acceptance of crypto instead of fighting back against it and things like that. But we all know that these are individuals that like to tell us everything that we want to hear. And then guess what? Once they're in office, once they finally got the job done, then they can do the complete opposite. So just be aware of that. But beyond this, we also got a little bit of some noise with Gary Gensler on Squawk Box. Very, very interesting. I mean, we actually have Joe. This is Joe Kernan from Squawk Box defending Bitcoin in a conversation with Gary Gensler on live television. Guys, I never thought I would see the day that mainstream media would actually be defending crypto and Bitcoin.
You've seen the comments, right? It's not just that he closed down, that he would say it's used by drug dealers and used by folks who are doing all sorts of illicit and terrible things. There's very few things that trade today that people talk about like that. Now, there are obviously frauds and things that happen, but maybe not like this.
Like the dollar is like 100 times more.
Well, I know that's your perspective, but I'm just I'm curious how you think about that.
That's true, though. This is how much has been money laundered with Bitcoin. This is how much. This is Bitcoin. This is dollar.
Yes, Joe. Look, here's the Jamie Dimon quote. The only true use case for it is for criminals, drug traffickers, money laundering, and tax avoidance. I know, but we have a guest.
That's his opinion.
We have a guest, Joe. What is your opinion? And what is your opinion that we have something trading on the exchange for the public that has this type of use case, at least as described by the president of one of the largest financial institutions in the country?
It's the leading market share in ransomware, and that's publicly known.
Right.
It's the token of choice for ransomware. Joe, if I can say, the U.S. dollar, the euro, the yen, you have the whole society using it as a medium of exchange. We buy our cups of coffee, as I see here. Right. We get paid in dollars or yen or euro. And you have a whole central bank and support for one currency generally per economic region. That we don't have here. So there is a very real economic difference.
Which is part of the attraction, since it's decentralized, and you can't have a profligate central bank.
It's not that decentralized, Joe.
Well, I know you're saying because of the ETFs, but really it is.
No, it's
for
not
DeFi
that decentralized
and everything.
because look how finance tends towards centralization since antiquity.
Right.
So what do we have? We have a handful of 3 to 6 core so-called crypto
I understand,
exchanges.
but the asset itself, the way that
that's how the
distributed
accounting ledger.
Right. That's how the ledger. And
now, how many times do you have people on this show that say, "I want to invest in something because how the books and records are kept"? I mean, Joe, really? It's just an accounting ledger, a clever.
It's a ledger that everyone has, and can't be double counted. It's almost immutable. That's why people think it has inherent value.
So you trust it more than an Oracle database, or you trust it more? I trust it more than a lot of.
The Bitcoin bulls say they trust it a lot more than the central bank that enables the fiscal authorities to spend money to the tune of $33 trillion.
That's everybody's investment choice. But
and then I think about how many things can be used in a deleterious way. Of course, but that has nothing to do with the underlying thing that you're using itself. I mean, I can go run a car into a parade and run over 40 people. That doesn't mean we shouldn't have cars. Does it?
No. You should have cars.
I wasn't going to use guns because, God, I don't want to trigger, so to speak, anyone on the set. But
when the use case of a particular thing that you're buying and selling as an investment is just speculative investment.
How many of the 90% of the people that own Bitcoin are using it for ransomware? There must be another use case that makes it so attractive to so many people.
Speculative investing.
Right. Speculative investing. That's what. Okay. Let me ask a separate question, which is just to pivot this, because I think the next sort of order event question is what happens to Ethereum. For those in the crypto world, they all want to know how you're thinking about that. And really, if Ethereum is a security, how does that analysis differ from how you would think about Bitcoin?
What we did in January was cabin to one set of filings. We have other filings. You're absolutely right in front of us, but I'm not going to prejudge it for you or the audience. That's something that a 5-member commission discusses and reviews.
Now, there's a lot of things I do want to talk about that were said in this interview. Number one, US dollars. Listen, if you were to tell me that you were going to pay me in Bitcoin or US dollars, I would 100% take Bitcoin. I'm not even a Bitcoin maxi. I hold 0 Bitcoin. Very transparent on that. But I would rather be paid in Bitcoin than dollars. And the reason for that is because at the end of the day, we know that the central bankers, the financial leaders of our country, they have failed. But it wasn't just a failure in the last 10 years. No, they have failed since the inception of the Fed. central bankers, the fractional reserve banking system, it's all a scam. I don't care how many times they could parade a regulator around talking about how the dollar's safe and how Bitcoin and crypto is only utilized for this and that. It is ridiculous. Listen, I feel as though with Silk Road happened and they took that and now they're just running with it. Oh, it's only utilized for this. I'm telling you right now, if, and there is ways of doing this, there's already things on the dark web, but if there was a legitimate business that was like eBay or Amazon, where you can buy and sell illicit things, it would 100% be done even with dollars. Crypto is not some miraculous invention that is already bringing everyone together to say, hey, well, guess what? I'd rather do my drug dealing with crypto. This nonsensical topic of how crypto's only utilized for specific things, I am so over it at this point, because that's the only argument that these individuals have. And even when it comes to Bitcoin in terms of decentralization or centralization, yeah, we've talked about it in the past. I really don't trust the idea of Bitcoin being decentralized fully. I've talked about it multiple times in the past, especially even around miner dominance and things like that. In my opinion, as we really look at what's going on here, though, it's not a question of, if Bitcoin is decentralized or not. It's, are these regulators like Gary Gensler actually giving us the facts? No, they're not. And the same goes with even Elizabeth Warren. We know who Elizabeth Warren actually is. We know for a fact this is somebody who wants to protect the bankers because she is working with pro-bankers. Even Brad Sherman is a pro-banker. Her anti-crypto bill is sponsored by the Banking Council. When you look at these individuals and their connections, their path forward is so clear. They don't want any pressure being put on the major banks. And crypto, it's ultimately a bridge from the banks to crypto. And guess what? A lot of people are not turning back. They are hodling Bitcoin, they're hodling Ethereum, they're buying XRP, they're buying other altcoins. They don't care about traditional finance because we already know that the traditional financial landscape is fragmented, it's broken, it's terrible. But I'm hoping that very soon the SEC does get what it's deserved. June 13th, 2023, SEC releases Hinman emails. That Ripple Labs say bolsters case. Now, we were waiting on these emails for a very, very long time. We finally got them. Not much was said about them. But the big thing to look at now is the Empower US FOIA request on the SEC. This is a big, big deal. Guys, I have been following this case for a very long time. This was first introduced to us back in 2021. We got a big update during 2022, and now we have the final stages here. We have from Utility Theory, Bill Hinman had an investigation on him from the research put together from the Citizens and Empower US. ETHgate will be exposed to the mainstream one day, mark my words. And yes, this is the starting point for that. This is a full breakdown from Tristan Levitt. And we have the SEC has disclosed to Empower US that the SEC OIG is in the final stages of an investigation into the cryptocurrency-related financial conflicts of interest and power referred to the OIG in May of 2022. And we have down here that, for example, when Division of Corporate Finance Director William Hinman came to the SEC from the law firm Simpson Thacher in 2017, he continued to receive millions in financial compensation thanks to Empower US's FOIA work. We know the SEC Ethics Office told him that because he had a continued financial interest in the firm's profitability while in government, he was required to recuse himself from all matters that would impact the firm. And here we could actually have those documents. Simpson Thacher is a member of the Enterprise Ethereum Alliance. Its cryptocurrency Ether is a competitor with others like Bitcoin and Ripple Labs XRP. So Hinman clearly shouldn't have been helping guide the SEC's enforcement decisions on cryptocurrencies. And this is the number one thing on why XRP holders have been so pissed off for so damn long, including, of course, myself. And we are looking forward to having all of this information disclosed. We're actually hopeful that this FOIA really kind of puts a light on all of the corruption, all of the manipulation, and really kind of get something going here. Because listen, the SEC needs to be held accountable. $15 billion in damages was done initially on the XRP announcement of the lawsuit. And think about that. That was $15 billion on just the announcement, and it was a loss on the retail side. This is from an agency that is apparently trying to protect us. But we have yet in a June 14th, 2018 speech, Hinman did just that, declaring Ether was not a security. He did not disclose his personal financial interest in Ether. And of course, Ether's value rose after Hinman's declaration. Did the SEC ethics inappropriately sign off? Our Empower US FOIAs have revealed Hinman consulted with Ethereum creator Vitalik Buterin during the speech drafting, as well as Joseph Lubin, whose company Consensus is another major promoter of Ether. We also know, or now know, thanks to Empower US's FOIAs, that Hinman was specifically told not to have any meetings with individuals from his old firm. Hinman blatantly disregarded this requirement as well. When Hinman departed the SEC in December of 2020, he returned to Simpson Thacher as a partner. That same month, the SEC sued Ripple, alleging XRP was an unregistered security. SEC Enforcement Division head Mark Berger left the SEC shortly thereafter to join Hinman at Simpson Thacher, where they, of course, got rich, or richer, I should say, because they were already wealthy from paydays and things like that. It appears the new documentary XRP Unleashed from Fruition Films focuses on these issues extensively. Johnny Deaton 1 uses Hinman's speech as an example of regulatory capture 101. Empower is ready to sue the SEC Gov if it doesn't begin producing by February 23rd. The documents in Empower's latest FOIA. The American people deserve transparency. I completely agree. The silver lining is that now we know one reason for the stonewalling is that the OIG actually has an active inquiry, which is almost done. However, whether the OIG report thoroughly addresses all the issues we raised remains to be seen because we don't know the exact scope of the inquiry. The SEC's OIG needs to get this right and help prevent similar conflicts of interest from undermining public faith in the SEC's work in the future. And honestly, listen, I've lost all confidence in the SEC. And I honestly look at this as a circus show, if you will, in suits. I really just think that's clowns in suits at a circus. But beyond that, I'm really hopeful that this is going to really put a major stake through the coffin for the SEC, because that is something that really needs to be done. Listen, they should have zero hands-on when it comes to crypto. They have dropped the ball several times already, and I really do think that every single moment from roughly 2016 up until now around the SEC with Ethereum, it is so shady. It's very, very corrupt. You could clearly see the manipulation. All of these people that have touched the SEC, that were a part of ETHgate, and even the ongoing regulatory battle with Gary Gensler, all of these people are extremely wealthy. And nobody's asking any questions. And it makes zero sense to me on why no one's asking questions. I do think that the Hinman emails were blown out of proportion. This FOIA from Empower US, guys, I'm hopeful that this is really going to put the pedal to the floor and really get things moving, because we really deserve it, especially after going through all of the hell that the XRP holders have gone through. And I'm hopeful that some accountability will be there for the SEC. So with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on because more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord on the description below. And with that being said, guys, it's been Nick. Thanks for watching. Peace out.